see which corner of the map we're in. In the top right, on inside out, it is going to be our red Protoss player from Big. It is ShoWTimE.
If you won't say it, I will. In the bottom left side of the inside and outside, we're looking at the main base of Dragon Phoenix Gaming's herO.
You just say it so much better than I do, Roddy.
Yeah, that UK accent is really...
It's hard to nail.
herO is by many to be considered to be the best Protoss player in the world at the moment, but that is mostly because of the ridiculous PvZ streak that he's on. But if you look at his PvP history, it's definitely not too shabby. He's not invincible. Did drop a couple series here and there against the likes of Skillers. And I actually saw Mr. Mao studying that VOD a little bit earlier when I was walking through the player area. But ShoWTimE, on the other end, has also lost series against Skillers, so that doesn't really say a whole lot. It is very, very difficult to be flawless in this matchup. I can think of one young Danish man that pretty much is, but outside of him, everybody drops a series here and there.
It's just so hard to be consistent in this matchup. There's so much that can hit you. There's so many ways to play. As we start off here, this is an intriguing map, right? Because you've got that kind of set up to expand onto the low ground, and that's a quick expansion from ShoWTimE to go straight down.
That's an even quicker second gateway.
Yeah.
So ShoWTimE definitely going by the max back style of way, where we go for the one gate fast paint on the low ground. Now a lot of Protoss players do it on maps where there is a ramp. But ShoWTimE is like, all right, we are both supposed to expand. And I love what herO is doing. Because if you scout this, if you're ShoWTimE, you're like, oh, you're doing the same thing as me. So we're going to expand. Maybe you go Stargate, I go Stargate. Maybe someone gets crazy, we drop an Oracle. But none of that is going to come into play. herO right now just wants a ShoWTimE to believe that all he wants to do is expand. We know that's not the case.
That second gate on the top of the map is going to be huge, and herO already building up the Stalkers, getting to rally across, and if ShoWTimE doesn't prep, if he doesn't have the battery up, he's going to be in trouble. He goes Stargate before any Warp Gate or Unit. I mean, this is looking terrible.
Yeah, he is, because he even skipped the Zealot, right? Because he's like, woohoo, I'm off to a flying start. I didn't even need to make the Zealot because he didn't block my Nexus. ShoWTimE actually in a world of trouble. You may know, I don't even know what you can do here. He does drop in, but that's not a full wall off, so the Zealot gets through, and the Zealot has crazy DPS. Can we warp in a shield battery? The answer is no. ShoWTimE is going to pull the workers, but this pylon, I think, will eventually go down. That is inevitable. ShoWTimE should already build a new pylon, I think, or maybe get at least the shield battery up. Decides to cancel that gateway and does warp in another pylon, but we're looking at 3 Stalkers against 1 Stalker now. That Stargate is done, but that's, I mean, the waiting time for the Void Ray is going to feel like a century if you're ShoWTimE.
Yep, and here just dropping an extra gateway down. If you just get to that critical mass of Stalkers, you can shoot through a Void Ray, even if there's a battery support. Might not even come down to that Stalkers in the main base. Only 3 going to take a while to clunk through these probes, but we'll make a start. The probes looking for their surround, and they just don't quite find it, so the Stalkers are out of there. We're starting to get this pylon up, and that might just become herO's new next target.
Yeah, like one thing that could absolutely happen is that ShoWTimE somehow stabilizes in the main base, but then he loses the Cybercore, loses that gateway, loses the pylon, and then herO can always drop a Twilight. But I don't even know if herO is going to allow him to stabilize, because herO is not the kind of guy to drag games out. If he feels that he can just end it, he will absolutely end it. ShoWTimE is even queuing up an Oracle behind this, so he really has the feeling that herO just wants to kill this Nexus and take it from there, and we do see a Twilight Council go down. So maybe that Oracle is actually a brilliant choice, but what do you do afterwards, Waddy? No Warp Gate, no Cybercore. Like, where do you even take that?
I have no idea. You're going to be in a horrible position. I just don't believe he can defend this amount of Stalkers, right? If he just wants to go up this ramp, there's nothing to stop him doing it, and he's going to kill off the Cybercore and the gateway. Obviously, that Oracle will go across the map, but at the moment that herO sees that, he has even more reason to move up this ramp.
Yep, that one probe is kind of the scout, and it's like, oh, you've got a Stalker and a Void Ray. Yeah, herO can just go into the main base, and at this point, the Korean Protoss has all the micro potential in the world. ShoWTimE may kill a couple of workers on the other side of the map, or get a good stasis trap off. So we can take a look at the main base of herO. There's actually 2 Stalkers even waiting for that Oracle. So herO is absolutely bulletproof here in game 1, and he just takes a very quick and easy 1-0 lead. I mean, ShoWTimE got bamboozled there, Waddy.
Yeah, played the build order nicely. herO just really played to what his opponent was expecting to get away with, and again, you just don't see what's happening. You start off, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my Nexus down, and like you say, it's like, oh cool, I didn't have to build the Zealot. I'm a little bit ahead. I'm getting off to this game with a head start. And he was like, no, I'm actually punishing you before you even realize it.
There is one thing that I do think ShoWTimE maybe could have done a little bit better, but it's really hard, obviously, to be thinking that quickly and be that in the zone in the first game of a series. But the moment that he saw that Zealot being rallied to the other side of the map, rather than that Zealot being normally rallied towards his own natural, right? Because herO is supposed to be so annoyed about that probe because he wants to get his own Nexus down. The moment you see that Zealot running towards your side, I think ShoWTimE maybe could have immediately worked on the wall off and could have immediately dropped the shield battery. And then there is a solid chance that we do get that Void Ray out in time. We can actually get a couple of shots up with our own Stalkers. But ShoWTimE was just a little bit too late to put 2 and 2 together and realize what was happening.
Yep. Response was just way too late in the situation, so herO gets that 1-0 lead. Deadly start from him. Now ShoWTimE's always going to be second-guessing himself a little bit, right? If he wants to try and cut a corner, he's going to be like, oh, but can I? And it just feels like already herO has that kind of grasp on this series.
We often say if things are too good to be true in a game of StarCraft 2, when you play against somebody that's very good, they usually are too good to be true. And I think ShoWTimE maybe could have been thinking of that, where it's like, wow, this is just so good. He made a Zealot, I didn't. I got my Nexus down, he's still waiting for him to get his own Nexus down. Like, that is all just a little too good to be true when you go up against arguably the best Protoss in the world. Let's see what Game 2 has in store for us, as we have loaded into a much larger map, Cosmic Sapphire. In the top left side, we're looking at the main base of the German. He is a DreamHack champ a long time ago, representing Berlin International Gaming. This is ShoWTimE.
In the bottom right-hand corner, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, our blue Protoss player up 1-0 is herO.
Worth mentioning, I think, is that the winner of this series moves on to play against Lambo in the round of 16. Now, I'm pretty sure that Lambo is out there saying, I know ShoWTimE is very good, but I wouldn't hate it if ShoWTimE wins this PvP, because herO is just on an unreal streak in PvZ. I believe it's currently 28 series in a row that herO has won in Protoss versus Zerg. But, you know, 1-0 start is a good start for herO, but he's definitely not there yet.
Not there yet, as you see. 2 gates apiece this time around, a lot more standard here on Cosmic Sapphire. There is no ramp up into the natural on this map, right? So you're not expecting to see that faster 1-gate tech expand or so. There is a little bit of a choke through into the natural, which might make some of the aggression kind of maybe dissuaded from early, but we'll see exactly what the two want to go for in the near future. Once that Cybercore is done, that's when this PvP really opens out.
Did herO, with his probe in the previous game, even see that ShoWTimE vault on the low ground? I don't think he did, right?
I think he went straight to proxy.
Yeah, he went straight to the proxy. That's actually kind of crazy, because imagine if ShoWTimE would have just gone double gate on the high ground. Then things look really awkward, and you absolutely hate your start. But maybe herO has done his homework, just like ShoWTimE was trying to do his homework by watching a couple of the previous games of herO. But that really is what makes herO such a world-class Protoss player. He is very unpredictable, and that's why it's impossible for us to even predict how any of these games are going to look.
Yeah, absolutely. It is going to be a little interesting from herO. Stalker and an Adept coming out. So a bit of a mix that you don't see usually. Usually it's 2 Adepts or 2 Stalkers. Or if it's one of each, it's usually Stalker Sentry. So a little bit of a different approach here from herO to get us started.
Yeah, I've seen this a little more often lately. The first time I saw this, I was like, wow, this is definitely the least popular of all the options. Even Double Sentry I've seen more often than Stalker Adept. But it started to make some sense to me where they just kind of use 1 Adept to scout, because you do get really good scouting when a single Adept. Okay, he follows it up with 2 more Adepts. That's honestly kind of cool and crazy in a weird way. It is Stargate against Stargate. Now, this is also something that can play out in so many different ways. In the old days, we would say, oh, if you go Phoenix against Oracle, it's golden. That's actually not totally true anymore. There are quite a few Protoss players out there that say, I actually like being the Oracle player against the Phoenix player, because I can hide my Oracle, they can do anything with their Phoenixes, and if I know where the Phoenixes are, I can still get some value out of my Oracle, kill a couple of probes, and then I just transition into a quicker blink. So, but obviously, if the Oracle gets picked up in the center of the map, then you like it for the Phoenix player again. So it's curious to see if it's going to be Oracle versus Oracle, or Oracle against Phoenix, maybe an all-out Phoenix war, who knows?
No, there's so many possibilities. It's just an Oracle first here from both players. And then it often comes down to who can just get more out of their Oracle straight into Twilight Council from herO as well. So he is not messing around on the follow-up. And we are going to avoid, it seems, at least that Phoenix versus Phoenix possibility, which can dictate a lot of how a longer game PvP might look.
One thing I do want to say, though, is that I do feel like it's a bit awkward to defend against an Oracle if your opening is 1 Stalker, 3 Adept, and Oracle, right? How much anti-air can herO really have? Not a whole lot, and he seems to be aware of that. That's why he's already getting a shield battery in his main base. And then, of course, ShoWTimE, it's also very important that his units are in the right spot, because he also has a couple of Stalkers out there. That shield battery is not quite done yet. Ooh, I think ShoWTimE dodged the bullet there, because I really think if herO commits, he kills 4 or 5 workers in the blink of an eye.
4 or 5 workers out the other side, the Oracle's still alive, and then he's finally found something, and obviously ShoWTimE's Oracle will not do anything with that early battery. herO will invest into a Phoenix just to make sure he can push the Oracle back, keep track of it a bit better, but is already onto a faster blink as well. Dropping that Twilight Council immediately is very nice, and we drop down a gateway as well as we get to power up some aggression again.
Now, how good are the Spidey senses of ShoWTimE? Because herO has just kind of done everything a little bit quicker, and that's also because Adepts are cheaper than Stalkers. So he saved a couple of resources, and that's why he's able to get a couple of other things down first. This is such a big scout by ShoWTimE. It's really good to see that that first game has not rattled him at all. If you can't kill anything with your Oracle, you want to make sure at least that you're aware of what's happening out on the map. He's going to try to fly it towards the battery, and I think that battery should be able to heal it.
Yep, don't see a Phoenix out DPS in the battery anytime soon in the Stalkers nearby, so the Phoenix should just have to get out of here, and it does. But yeah, what a great scout. Shuts down the pylon, so the gateway will be unpowered, and herO just has a gateway finishing. He does not cancel, so he wants to try and repower it here. He gets a couple of probes, and he is going to get a fight on these Stalkers that's going to favor him. ShoWTimE has to recall, but he'll lose at least one.
Yeah, at the very end. Wow, it's so crazy, right, that herO will still just commit to this. Apparently there was a stasis trap that went down from herO as well, and a single Stalker got stuck. herO does have way quicker blink, but if you have blink and you want to be the aggressor against a guy that has the same amount of Stalkers and a shield battery, it really doesn't do that much for you. This is a bit of a crazy move out by ShoWTimE, if you ask me, because you kind of know what's happening. You know that army is still there. Now there is a stasis trap going down in the back of his main base too, but ShoWTimE does take care of that one. Kind of a wild move out. ShoWTimE has an 8-worker lead, Wardy. That's a lot. At this point, I would say just stay near your battery, mate, and it's going to be fine. Yeah,
he has no reason to be moving now. As you see, herO's starting to utilize the blink here, and ShoWTimE obviously a little bit behind on that, so he does move command a little bit as he tries to chase down the Stalkers. They're just too far away once they've blinked back, and herO trying to utilize this Phoenix as well, but with the battery here, it's going to be very tough to out-DPS it. herO's still going for it. He just blinked back last second, trying to absorb shots, waste them from ShoWTimE. Just isn't getting enough done so far, and again, ShoWTimE has a massive worker lead.
Definitely a much better start for ShoWTimE this time around. One more stasis does go down, but ShoWTimE has really been taking care of those in an excellent manner. Just a single probe that gets stuck. Decided not to invest in a Phoenix. Some people may wonder, why didn't ShoWTimE just build one Phoenix like herO did? He probably just feels that that's kind of an investment that he rather uses elsewhere. Wants to just get as many Stalkers out as herO blinks into the main base. ShoWTimE finds the proxy, will unpower the proxy, but he's going to pay a hefty price. No recall, don't forget about that, because he already tried to recall the 3 Stalkers earlier. And this is honestly way more success that herO is finding than I feel like he was supposed to find in the end.
Gonna find a pylon as well, which supply block ShoWTimE, so everyone's supply blocked for a moment. ShoWTimE finally gets here to defend, but then boom, third base is down here, so that's probably a cancel as well. Now ShoWTimE's turn to try and get something back over there. This Oracle is gonna go down. This one gets shot. There's finally the stasis. herO is dealing with that, so good play all around. But that third Nexus getting cancelled definitely hurts and helps herO just to speed it up, and now it's an evenly timed Nexus.
Yep, and that worker lead that ShoWTimE had that looked very big earlier suddenly isn't all that big anymore, just a 4-worker advantage. And don't forget that herO just lost his Oracle, so that's very frustrating. Does seem like the Phoenix of herO has taken care of the Oracle of ShoWTimE as well, so both players ended up losing their Oracle in the end. How do we get another? Wow, ShoWTimE built a second Oracle body. Or did he recall? He recalled it, I guess. Yeah. Ah, he recalled, okay.
Gets it back home, keeps it alive, can maybe use it one more time later, maybe a Revelation or so, maybe just get back across, try and stasis ward once more. Still a 4-worker lead here from ShoWTimE. He's on his way up to a forge while we see herO extra gates already powering on through. He really wants to look to get something done soon. He set up some Adepts to maybe counterattack and harass or create an opening again, but now ShoWTimE's turn to cancel a third base.
Yep, but herO is here though with quite a few Stalkers. The Adepts is still in the mix too. Adepts of course not great against Stalkers, but they can actually soak up a lot of shots. That one Phoenix is going to show up and try to lift one of the Stalkers, and it actually gives herO a kill. And with the forward blink he almost gets another one. ShoWTimE has definitely been losing a few more Stalkers throughout this game, obviously partly because of that early move out. It's been -6 Stalkers for ShoWTimE, only -3 on the side of herO. Well, since ShoWTimE had a slightly better economy for the majority of the game, that's still kind of even. Now we see the Dark Shrine go down on the side of herO, and there is no Robo yet on the side of ShoWTimE.
Nope, he does not have detection just yet as he's powering up into charge +1. He might get a cannon or so set up, but that's not exactly ideal if these DTs can get on top of it. As here we come, a lot of Stalkers again from herO, just keeping up this pressure, and he is going to get, again, a lift just to guarantee a Stalker kill. Gets a second before it blinks back, and he just backs away, happy to keep trading little by little, and even some Adepts on the other side. herO's just everywhere in this game at the moment. It's beautiful to watch.
It's so good, right? Because it kind of feels like they have the same amount of stuff, yet herO is able to outmaneuver ShoWTimE a little bit. But what ShoWTimE has done really well is just keep on building workers, keep on focusing on that economy, and herO is just like, all right, we can transition, or we can just build way more Stalkers. And you mentioned detection earlier, Wadi. Yes, there is still that one Oracle, but imagine if the Stalkers blink forward and herO wipes in a couple of DTs on the other side of the map, the game just ends. So ShoWTimE really is playing with fire here, and herO, we don't even have to wonder if he's the kind of guy to blink forward to kill the Oracle, because he absolutely is.
Oh yeah, he absolutely will, no doubt about it, as herO actually walked in a big round of Zealots there. Charge is going to be ready soon. Still not utilizing the DTs just yet, as we do blink back one more time, and just still trying to poke forward. When do you think he strikes with those DTs? Maybe when Charge is done, multi-prong in?
Yep, I think he's trying to wonder if that Oracle is going to reveal itself. And obviously, if he starts fighting with the Stalkers and Zealots, there we go. I did see a couple of DTs being wiped in. One Oracle, that's literally the only detection right now. ShoWTimE is going to see these DTs at this point, and he's going to realize that he could be in a bit of danger. Does nail the Revelation on all three, and the DTs will morph into an Archon, and ShoWTimE just runs back towards his battery. As I think the gateway count should be relatively even. It's 8 against 8 with a battery there. I wouldn't hate a battery overcharge at this point. He already used it in the back. Well done by ShoWTimE there. Good hold. But I think herO should have definitely split off at least one DT towards the third base.
Yeah, when his threat is the Oracle can't hit multiple Revelations at the same time. So if you split one off to the third, even if the other two get caught, then you've got one causing disruption. And that just allows you to focus on this fight more than ShoWTimE can. As we are going to be seeing going in one more time. Massive Stasis Ward landing on the Zealots. And without that tanky front line, herO just can't really break through here.
That is a really good stasis. Otherwise, it would have been dicey, man. The Zealots are tanky. That Archon would have been very tanky. So ShoWTimE having a very clutch stasis there. A few more Zealots show up, but we do have extra warp-ins on the top right side as well. What a lovely little PvP here between one of the best in Europe and obviously one of the best in the world. ShoWTimE is going to get a cannon now. He has to be somewhat worried about the fact that herO could always warp in a few more DTs. And even though herO is the one who's down in workers, he was definitely the one going up to 4 bases, I think a little bit quicker. But ShoWTimE, during all of this, also managed to get his own 4th base up. And there we do have those extra cannons.
Yeah, Bull Scout here from herO, just going to see the 4th is online, so just realizing where this game is at. He's going to invest into the DT Blink. He's also trying to play catch-up on the upgrades, but ShoWTimE's going to stay ahead with his own +2, having already started. So herO doesn't really have the army advantage, the upgrade advantage, the worker lead. None of it's there. Everything is in ShoWTimE's favor, apart from maybe the potential of DT harassment is the one thing that herO holds on to in the lead.
And maybe map presence, right? It's not something that's going to win you the game, but if you're ShoWTimE, you're definitely somewhat uncomfortable. I think he probably knows, I've been trading well. There's no way that I'm behind in this game, and he'd be correct in that assessment. But herO is that guy that's always sharking around and looking for an opportunity. ShoWTimE has been trying to take care of this proxy for the entirety of the game. We'll take it down for the 2nd time, but herO wouldn't be herO if he's just going to rebuild it again. As we can do see that the Korean Protoss is a little bit worried about DTs on the other side, so he too is getting a couple of cannons, and it's also very useful against Zealot run-bys, of course.
Yeah, these Zealots just coming through here, just going to try and distract herO. Is not going to get very far though. ShoWTimE quickly there to turn it around, and again, herO has been great at being all around the map, and maybe that's what he just needs right now. Pull ShoWTimE apart a little bit, try and separate him, try and get these DTs in. They are looking to hit the left side. Well, this force is hunted down. There's still the main armies on the bottom right-hand side. And yeah, those DTs are making a deep dive at the moment.
And that could hurt still. Only one Oracle. That Robo has been planted down. The DTs are going to blink forward. They're going to take care of that cannon. Now we need to find that Oracle immediately. The Oracle's in the center of the map. As we had a recall on the majority of the army. ShoWTimE left a lot of units, by the way, on the right side. And herO is going to realize that the recall has been activated. He looks at that army and herO is convinced that he can fight it. I'm honestly not too sure, herO. You're going to be down an upgrade as well. But he does have a Guardian shield, and we know that Korean has some phenomenal micro. I love how he just blinks forward. He always knows.
He's just going to jump on it and try and do what he can. But again, the supplies aren't quite favoring him. And now he's going to get wrapped around, and he doesn't really have a way out of this. Now it's ShoWTimE blinking forward to try and make the most of it. Extra Zealots coming into tank, and a lot of herO Stalkers are in the orange and the red. Gonna go down quickly. ShoWTimE continues to hunt, and this is a masterful wraparound from ShoWTimE.
Yep, that was nice. herO does get punished there for that forward blink. I was already wondering about it, but I was like, all right, that's the herO we know and love. as he's still going to try to create some chaos. And this reminds me a little bit of some of those PvTs that he was playing, where he does start falling behind and he's like, all right, this is going to keep on running around with units. Maybe I can get lucky. But at this point, ShoWTimE is not going to allow him to get lucky. DTs do blink past the observer, past the cannon. There is no detection at the moment in the main base, so these DTs can be annoying. At the same time, Dark Templar is in the third base, but there is an Oracle there with a lot of energy. Does it drop a Revelation? Yes, it does. But that's still over 20 workers just going down like that. Look at the bank, by the way, of herO. If herO would be spending all of his money, this game actually in supplies be a lot closer than it currently is.
Yep, that cash tag is getting a little bit too high, as we are going to see a jump on this base. ShoWTimE at least going to take down a cannon, maybe take down the Nexus. herO's coming in to try and fight this, but ShoWTimE just going to make sure the Nexus goes down, and now he's going to turn onto those Stalkers. He has the Zealot front line to keep his own Stalkers healthy. They can just sit back and deal damage, but now they're going to get DT blinked onto, and they have to blink away from that trouble. And these are the Zealots kind of on their own being taken down. ShoWTimE has just got so much supply overall, and now that he's finally found some probe kills of his own, he is going to be comfortably ahead in every regard once more.
Look at that worker production of Mr. Mauer, still at 81 after he just lost over 20 probes to a couple of Zealots and DTs. He is spamming the hell out of that probe button, and he comes out of all of this with an upgrade lead. He has +3 on the way, while herO hasn't even started +2 yet. ShoWTimE is just looking mighty fine as he sets up another flank. He's going to collapse on these final few units of herO, and I think we are seconds away from Mauer potentially evening this series up, tying things up, as he has just played a phenomenal game too. He was definitely on the receiving end of a lot of it, but he just withstand like wave after wave. He didn't crumble. The wall stood strong, and ShoWTimE ties things up.
Yeah, great defense repeatedly. herO, we were complimenting him, man. He was everywhere. The Adept one side, the Stalkers were here. He was making so many moves, but ShoWTimE was able to counter every single one. Didn't take major damage. Arguably, herO could have done more with the first round of DTs, but honestly, ShoWTimE was in a great position from the start there, and showing this time he can deal with that aggression of herO. And you know, it also comes down to that Oracle scout. You know, he knew what was going on. That Oracle comes around and sees that gate on the left side. You get that information, just making use of what he's got.
That really is a completely different game if herO actually knows what we know, right? If that Oracle is literally the only detection, keeping 4 bases safe at that point, herO will just blink forward, snipe it, wipe in a few more DTs, and ShoWTimE would be in all sorts of trouble. Yeah, all the 3 DTs were next to each other. One Revelation revealed all of them. herO did do a good job in morphing it into an Archon, and then he hit with another wave that really could have been devastating for ShoWTimE, because at that point, like this right here, if that stasis trap didn't freeze all those Zealots, this honestly would be a very close fight. Of course, there are some batteries and there are defensive reinforcements, but look at with even the extra Zealots showing up, this really would have been a very difficult hold, because sometimes no matter how many shield batteries you have, the Zealots, Stalkers and an Archon, it can just be a bit too much to deal with.
Yeah, this is a great wraparound from ShoWTimE as well. He looked as though he was the one kind of getting chased and bullied a little bit, but he bought time, and then he turned it into what was the game-winning fight for himself there. Like you say, tying it up 1-1, and now heading to Game 3 on Tropical Sacrifice.
I love that PvP. That honestly felt in a weird way like an old school TvT where they were just playing like Marine Medevac and they're just running all over the map and they're dropping, and it was kind of the PvP equivalent of all of it. But then we just stayed on Stalkers and Zealot for a long time, and I kind of liked it, where ShoWTimE adjusted, I feel like, almost his own play, because we know ShoWTimE is a guy that always loves to tech up. He will like to get Archons as quickly as possible, because Archons are good against Zealots, but one thing that kind of sucks about Archons is they're slow and very clunky, and herO is such a fast and great player that he can outmaneuver those Archons. So he's like, you know what, I know I have a better economy, if I just keep doing the same thing as you won't have the faster army, and I should be alright. I won't tech up into Disruptors, I won't tech up into Archons when I feel like it's not necessary. Let me just do the same thing as you, but then more upgraded, and obviously slightly more units.
Well, let's see what happens now as one player looking to move on to match point with a win here. In the top right-hand side, our red Protoss player is ShoWTimE.
And that obviously means that in the bottom left side of Tropical Sacrifice, we're looking at the main base of our Korean Protoss representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It's herO.
Tropical Sacrifice has been one of these maps that's very defendable because every base on 4 bases has like a ramp up into it. So holding 4 bases can be kind of nice. It can be something you can get away with, and of course that might possibly later down the line give us our first taste of real late game PvP here.
Well, herO once more sends out a probe towards the top side of the map. He knows about this map. He knows that there's a ramp going into the natural, so that could scream pylon on the low ground, gateway on the low ground. This is obviously a lot further away than we saw it in the first map. So I kind of feel like this is supposed to be an Oracle that's going to hit very quick, or what else could it be, Waddy?
I mean, outside of a quick Stargate, then it's not really the place to hide a Twilight or anything either, is it really? So Stargate, I think, is the safest guess from now, just based on positioning. So hey, it's nice as well. You fly in a little bit quicker than your opponent expects. If that battery isn't ready, that can be quite a few workers quite quickly, and that can really set you off in the wrong way as the defender.
Now we can really see if ShoWTimE has made some adjustments after the way that that first game played out. There is a Zealot on the way, even though there is a Nexus already being warped in. But ShoWTimE is obviously like, all right, I know on, I believe it was Moondance, right, our first map? Oh no, it was inside and outside, correct? Yeah, inside and out.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I didn't need the Zealot. And this time around, he's like, well, I'm expanding. You're not expanding yet. I haven't seen anything else yet. But this is really cool by herO, who's really playing the series at this point, where he's going to make it look like he's doing the same thing, but he's doing something different. But Mr. Mauer has learned his lesson from that first game. This time around, he does send out a probe to check for some proxies, and now he knows about that Stargate, Waddy.
Really important scout from him, just trying to confirm what it is before he deals with it. And yep, now he knows the Zealot going to go all the way up into the main base. As herO Stargate will finish soon, we'll see the Oracle on the way shortly. As, yeah, I mean, ShoWTimE now knowing, at least should be able to start dealing with it. The Zealot not doing too much for the moment. There's an Adept now showing up as well, and that might be able to get some damage done as it has free access into the base.
Yeah, this could indeed be very annoying. I can definitely see 1 or 2 workers go down here. That's almost inevitable if you don't have a shield battery. ShoWTimE did manage to get a good scout off on the other side of the map. He also knows that herO is expanding. You don't want to lose 4 though. He is going to lose 4, and he's even in danger of losing 5.
Yeah.
1 Adept here of herO getting 5 probe kills. It is something that I think ShoWTimE could recover from, because he does have a much quicker Nexus, and he has actually unpowered this Stargate too. So that's actually an investment for herO that has not paid off at all. He didn't get anything out of it.
Yep, Stargate was a complete waste in the end. Another Adept though showing up, and now it's going to be a 7 workers killed in total. There's Adept, 1 more shot, gets number 8, and that at least is good damage. ShoWTimE still looking okay though, because these are, you know, herO's units being given away. He's not exactly keeping anything alive. He's not killing any units to ShoWTimE, just the probes. And that economy is still equal because, again, ShoWTimE's faster Nexus is coming into play.
herO does not have a shield battery in his own natural, and ShoWTimE was actually moving out for a split second with the Stalkers, decided against it, but that really would have been good, right? A little 3 or 4 Stalker poke, because I don't think herO really would have had a whole lot to deal with that. 1 more Brave Adept is going to let it Shade finish up in the main base, and that should once more be probably at least 2 workers, even with this many units. There goes the first probe, and no, the second probe, because ShoWTimE did save one of his first probes that got hit. So definitely good crisis management there. What I also absolutely love is that herO, even though he opened up with the proxy Stargate, he's like, got scouted, Zealot on top of it, it's a waste. Let's just transition immediately into a Twilight. You don't see this often, right, where people actually have a Stargate that finished up, and they are okay with not getting a single unit out of the Stargate. But I think herO has been in this situation before, and he's like, nope. I can repower it, and I can really babysit it and get 1 Oracle out, but that Oracle is not going to do much for me. So let's just forget about that investment and go into Twilight immediately. Honestly, kind of a baller play.
Yeah, like a lot is going to be seeing this Stalker here, though, from herO. Going to get caught out a little bit. There's a Adept from the bottom side, taking some hits for the team. And we are going to see the Adept shading after the 1 hurt Stalker, but now herO has the better numbers. ShoWTimE coming down the ramp. The Adept will shade to try and finish that Stalker off. It is backed into a corner. Kill goes down. And then it's just this back and forth with the Stalkers of herO, which are going to get up the ramp, but oh, he's actually got Stalkers on the right side as well. His Blink is about to finish too, so he can maybe make something out of this right now. No battery in the natural, he's cuts off a couple more units, Ronnie.
Yep, but it's going to be hard to pick up that high ground. ShoWTimE obviously has a decent amount of Stalkers himself. I do believe that at this point now it's 3 gateways against 3 gateways. herO just fully sending it, gets on top of the Stalkers of ShoWTimE, and ShoWTimE is having a hard time keeping these bad boys alive. That shield battery is almost done, but so far, absolutely phenomenal micro by herO. And is he crazy enough to blink into that natural 1 more time? And ShoWTimE is actually going to be annoying. Wow, that warping was so quick, by the way, by herO. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, noticed it, warped in instantly, as you're going to see this 1 Adept. We'll find 1, probably 2 probes at least, so gets 2 workers. That should be the last shot of the Adept.
Stalkers on the other side of the map. Let's take a look. All right, so going to settle for the pylon. herO may be somewhat satisfied with what he accomplished there. It's not necessarily good enough yet, because ShoWTimE is still 6 workers ahead, and it's blink against blink. So the only thing that herO really has is a small army advantage. ShoWTimE is just going to try to get a couple of shots off, because obviously he can blink back towards his battery, his units can heal up, but ShoWTimE really needs to get back to the high ground immediately, and he does, because herO just has more here.
Yep, Stalkers again extra warpins on that right side as well, by the way, so ready to move up into the natural here.
Is he going to blink into the natural one more time?
It feels like he's almost wants to, right? I mean, he's warping in so many Stalkers, but he is building the Nexus and Robo at home, so should really just be content with holding ShoWTimE away from a third base.
Yeah, normally there's no need for you to make a crazy play, but he blinks forward as he realizes that ShoWTimE is a bit out of position. ShoWTimE blinks forward there, but he's still down in Stalker numbers, so that is not a trade that the German can be very happy with at all. And this is an amazing play by herO. He's so good in switching it up, right? From going to, I'm almost going to kill you, to just kidding, I'm macro. Just kidding, I'm going to kill you again. Just kidding, I'm actually fine with where I'm at right now. It has to be an absolute nightmare to play a PvP against herO, because he can just flip the switch in no time. And he's always in your face. He's always there to fight some damage. This is a very impressive game by herO.
Yeah, picking up workers yet again in this main base as 6 of them go down. And herO just continuing to dish it out wherever he can. He's still keeping ShoWTimE to 2 bases. ShoWTimE is having to build Immortals just to protect himself against this Stalker count, but herO's getting, well, he was getting charged there for a second. There's extra gates and all sorts. He's actually going to blink for the Immortal, takes it down, and now we'll get a Stalker 2 as he leaves as well. He's a little bit hurt with Stalkers on the front though, and having blink forward, he can't blink back as quick as he might like to. Eventually push back here in full.
But I think herO at this point is looking at all of this, is like, as long as we are trading even here, as long as I don't do anything silly where I lose 4 Stalkers and I don't kill a single one, it's okay. Because guess what? I'm on 3 bases on my side of the map. This time around the tables are turned. I'm gonna be the one with the upgrade advantage. herO really has created a monstrous lead for himself over the last 2.5–3 minutes just by being aggressive but never overcommitting. Absolutely amazing play. And ShoWTimE knows how dire this scenario is, and he's like, if I just wait for my own third Nexus to finish up, I'm going to be way too far behind to really turn this into something. So he's double expending Wardy.
Yeah, I like it. It's just obviously a way to get back into this. Dropping it down to 12 o'clock. herO sees it straight away though, so he knows. And now he's getting a Prism out, +1's going to kick in. He's going to attack, man. He's going to get aggressive and say, cool, you're trying to play catch up to get back ahead again? I'm just not going to play like that. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to take advantage of the fact I've already had my third base up and rolling for a while.
This is going to be 8 gateways against only 3 gateways. And then herO is going to have the upgrade advantage too. There are a couple of extra gates finishing up right now while ShoWTimE is investing in all those extra main bases, a pylon, a shield battery, and he's trying to catch up in the work account that he fell behind in. herO has 8 gates done, and he's ready to warp in 8 Zealots at a time. And what can really save ShoWTimE here? A couple of amazing force fields maybe, because herO has nothing to break force fields, but herO is actually the one with sentries. ShoWTimE doesn't have any sentries. Shield batteries are great, but if there are 12 Zealots on one side and you've got 0 on yours, I don't know how ShoWTimE can ever hold this. If he is somehow able to survive this pressure of herO, I mean, we have to upgrade that wall, man. It's the next level wall at that point, buddy.
Reinforced, as we do have the probes transferring to the 4th, but guess what else is transferring to the 4th? It is herO's army, and ShoWTimE just not in position to deal with this at all. That scout from herO, allowing him to come straight over here, blinks in, guarantees himself all the probes trying to get away by the one that slipped through. And just going to stand here now, can fight in a concave. ShoWTimE has to attack into him to protect that 4th, which he kind of needs, otherwise he's not playing the catch-up game, which he knows he needs to be playing. And herO already doing a great job. He's going to get rid of the 4th base. Now we'll look for his next fight as ShoWTimE instantly re-expands.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of a mature call by ShoWTimE to let that base die there, because if he tries to save it, he straight up loses the game. Right now, he's still in a world of trouble, but there is still a tiny chance. Sometimes you can take a great fight near the shield batteries. Maybe you can get a great overcharge going. As he's a bit out of position now, herO is actually the one that could drop a couple of force fields, and then he could just be wailing away at that Nexus. Decides to not do that because he wants to use the sentry energy for a Guardian Shield. As we do see one random force field go down. I mean, herO is honestly playing phenomenal PvP here. This is, it's beautiful to watch, and it has to be infuriating to play against.
Oh, absolutely. He's just been up in your face the entire time. You've had to play to kind of his rhythm, and it's hard to get him the same rhythm as herO. He's not playing as simple beaters. We just have the Stalkers trying to trade out a couple force fields, forcing the blink back. herO's trying to work his way up this ramp so he can take a fight in towards the 4th base. He just has so much stuff. He knows he wants to keep on fighting, and that's exactly what he's looking to do here. Starting to get into a massive concave. He just has so many stalkers.
Yep, there is one Immortal there, and if that Immortal can just casually participate in the fight. Nexus is almost done. Can we get a battery overcharge? That's something you probably want to activate immediately, ShoWTimE. And he does. herO blinks forward, does snipe the battery. His own zealots are kind of blocked, but herO still just has so many stalkers. It's definitely not the prettiest fight for herO. Can ShoWTimE somehow stabilize, or does herO just have way too much?
No, herO has way too much. There is the GG, and herO will extend his lead again in this series to 2-1. One map away from seeing the round of 16 here in DreamHack Valencia. ShoWTimE needs to play catch up once again. And yeah, it's so tough once herO starts deciding, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. It becomes very difficult from there.
Yeah, and it's so hard to read him, right? Because a lot of other players are very set in their ways, whereas like, if I open up with this, I want to open up like that. But he's so casual and giving up on the Stargate, transitioning into Blink, being aggressive, macroing. Absolutely lovely stuff so far from the Korean Protoss. We're going to go ahead and take a very quick break, and after that we'll be back with Game 4 between ShoWTimE and herO.
Welcome back to DreamHack Valencia as we are getting back into some more of this PvP between herO and ShoWTimE here in the round of 24 of the event. Now they got that round of 16 rounded out, Roddy.
Yes, we are pretty much there. We actually had a couple of crazy results in the round of 24. I know it's hard for you guys to follow everything unless you're one of these awesome nerds at home with multiple setups and whatnot, and you have a bunch of monitors running, but the one that really stands out for me is Elaser 3-0'd Solar in the round of 24. And an offline event, Waddy, 3-0. I mean, we know that Miko can peek every now and then, but that is new heights even for Miko.
That is absolutely something which he's, I feel like, not done in a little while, as we already forgotten him before here of this PvP. So I guess we'll quickly do the intros, maybe talk a bit more about other results. In the top right, our red Protoss player is ShoWTimE.
Very big game for him, of course. Tournament live on the line, and in the bottom left side, a man who played an absolutely marvelous game 3, if you ask me. It is, by many, to be considered the best Protoss player in the world, the Korean Protoss herO.
Yeah, so as this PvP just quickly gets set up, we do have a couple TVTs still on the way as well. And actually already in the round of 16, Clem and Special are up 1-1 against each other. And then Hero Marine Spirit is Hero Marine 2-1. We know that to play Maru, but it wasn't looking great for Hero Marine in Game 4, but it's still early days. So some other results still ongoing, but yeah, for now, more PvP from us.
Dongre Good took care of business against Shutdown. I guess that's not ultra surprising, as the Korean Zerg advanced 3-1 to now play a ZVP against Neep, and that's going to be cool because they have both looked good in that matchup. Now let's focus on our PvP for now, because it's of course a very big one for the man that's representing Team Big. He needs to win here to send it into a decider. I know Lambo is definitely on his side. And I think there's still a lot of hope. ShoWTimE has not played a bad best of 5 so far. He got a bit wamboozled in that first game, was a little lazy perhaps in what he saw in the scouting. But I think Game 2 he played fantastic. And Game 3 it was close. It was more just that it was so hard to read herO, right? Plays so offbeat. He is proxying his target, never mind he's going into a Twilight. He's completely okay with not getting any value out of that Stargate. There's an Adept, there's another random Adept, there's the third random Adept. And then suddenly there are Stalkers in your face. Is he all-inning? Yes, no. It is so damn hard to read what herO's doing. And you have almost no time to scout. Obviously, everybody wants to scout. ShoWTimE wants to scout. But it's really hard to scout if herO's in your face all the time. And you can't be busy scouting because you can barely even hang in there to survive the aggression. And speaking of aggression, Waddy, that's a decent amount of aggression. But normally a Stargate defensively should be alright against this.
I mean, a Stargate will be a nice setup to have, but it somewhat depends on if ShoWTimE can realize what's happening as well, right? Because if he isn't aware and he just goes an Oracle that's across the map or so, that might not be also great. So let's see. What was that cancel?
Yeah, I think it was a gateway. I think herO just cancelled a gateway in the back of his main base. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe he just feels like, 3 gate robo is more than enough. I don't need a 4th one. Because I think the one in the main was quicker than the one in the wall off. So here is that probe. ShoWTimE obviously hasn't seen a whole lot, but he does know that it's double gas. He's definitely respecting it. Shield battery, but he still goes Oracle first. I mean, sometimes that's obviously what you want to do, because Oracles are quick, and if we speak of scouting, the Oracle can give ShoWTimE the scouting info that he needs. But the build of herO is going to hit so hard and so quickly that I would almost rather say you probably prefer Void Ray first, but if we can just hang in there, we definitely want to see another pylon in the natural. That's one thing that I do know, Waddy. We need another pylon there.
Yeah, if that pylon's out there, it's going to be rough. Oracle already activates on the probe at the front. So obviously herO sees this and everything as well. He should have preparations for a single Oracle back at home in time. And we're already setting up. Prism is here, warping a couple extra Stalkers. We're going to begin this attack. This Oracle is actually scouting around, but it's going to walk straight into the Stalkers. Goodness. 1 shot, 2 shot, Oracle's dead, and ShoWTimE's in some trouble. There's nothing building on the Stargate. We go straight after the pylon, which is going to get super batteried at least. Now he can maybe change position, go to the main base, because there's no units out.
Yep, ShoWTimE does Twilight, cancel that Twilight Council, because that is not something he needs. But he is forced to pull the probes. There is a shield battery in the main base, but that is so far away from this fight. And ShoWTimE knows that he needs to push herO out here, because if he doesn't, it's just way too many Stalkers, and they can one-shot his own Stalkers. So even if this fight hurts and he's going to lose a lot of workers, he needs to take it. There is a Void Ray on the way, but ShoWTimE is already down to 10 workers. He's going to run towards his battery. There's no battery overcharge for this one, and even Observer is going to siege up. I think this could very well be it. The relentless aggression from the Korean Protoss, and ShoWTimE with a bit of a misread once more. I think this is going to be the end for our German Protoss. The round of 24 is where it will end for him. Meanwhile, herO move into the round of 16 to duke it out with Lambo.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about this? herO's just not let ShoWTimE play his game. The one ShoWTimE got to do his thing. He looked great in that game number 2, but man, the other games, it was just herO, and this is the second time he's just showing up and killing ShoWTimE super early on. herO gets the W, makes it plain and simple in map number 4. And he's very happy, smiling a lot there as he gets the W, moves on to his favorite matchup yet again, like you mentioned. He'll be taking on Lambo in that round of 16 match.
Gonna take a look. What happened to that scouting probe, actually, of ShoWTimE? Because he had a probe. I just want to take a look real quick at what happened. It was just the Stalker. So herO just made a very quick Stalker, and that Stalker picked off the scouting probe, and that obviously kept ShoWTimE in the dark a little.